In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple scarecrow wreath using all items from the Dollar Tree. I wanted this one to kind of be like a no frills, not a whole lot of decoration type wreath because, you know, when I think about scarecrows, I don't think about anything frilly or fancy. So, I hope you like this one. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. Alrighty then, let us get started. Of course, you're going to need a 14-inch wreath form. Oh Lord, look at that. There we go, 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. This little guy here, they come in a lot of different fall colors. I think some of their hats were green, some were brown. I think I saw a yellow one. I don't know, I could be wrong. But I got this one with the orange. You're going to need 6 rolls total of the mesh. I have 2 rolls of green, 2 rolls of gold, and 2 rolls of brown. You're going to need 3 spools of whatever ribbon you want to use. I like this leaf print to kind of reflect the leaves that's on this little guy here. I have 3 rolls of this, 1 roll of this orange sparkly ribbon, and I have some of these little artificial leaves here. I have a bunch of artificial flowers, some little foam pumpkins, little foam scarecrow heads, all from the Dollar Tree. And at this exact moment, I don't know what all I want to use on this. I know I'm going to use the leaves, so I have those out. I don't know what all else I want to use, but y'all know how I am. A lot of times I start making a wreath and it just comes to me and I just start throwing all kinds of crap on there. But we'll see here in a little bit what all I add to it. You're also going to need some pipe cleaners. I don't know why they call them Chanel stems. They are pipe cleaners. You're going to need 30. A hot glue gun, glue sticks, and a pair of scissors. Okay, so in my videos, I do several different methods of making wreaths. And for this one, I'm going to be doing my rolled method because the edges on the rolled method are kind of like all jaggedy and spiky looking, which I think is going to reflect the spikiness of the leaves pretty well. So that's why I'm going to use that method with this. So to start, I'm going to take a pipe cleaner and cut it in half. And then I'm going to fold that in half to make a V, just like this. And now I'm going to lay that off to the side. Now I'm going to make my cluster. And I'm going to put a piece of ribbon in this cluster. So I could have already had this open, couldn't I? My bad. So we're going to use both of the ribbons for this cluster. Okay, so we're going to take our mesh with the short end towards us, and I don't measure these. Y'all know that I never measure my mesh when I do the rolled method. I just take the end and I just roll it over on itself a little bit to make a tube. And then we're going to cut it, lay that right there. We're going to do it again with the green. If I had to estimate and say about how wide these pieces are, I would say about 4.5 inches. Now we're going to roll the brown and cut a piece of that. Now for my ribbon, I do measure the ribbon, kind of, sort of. I measure it against my roll of mesh, and I do 1.5 lengths of the mesh. See, the mesh is 6 inches, and I hold it like that. See, 1.5 times the length, whatever you want to call it. So our piece of ribbon here is going to be roughly 9 inches long. Lay that over there. Now let's cut a piece of our orange ribbon. And I really wanted to use some green ribbon in this, and the only green ribbon that I have or could find that was sparkly like this was a bright green. And the green colors in this is a little bit more muted, and that other green, it just didn't look good. So we're going to use the orange instead. Now to make our little bundles, you're going to take one piece of your mesh, roll it up into a tube, and clip it between your fingers like this just to hang on to it. If you have arthritis or if your hands hurt or they bother you and you can't do this, you can use a clothespin. You can use a one of those hair clips, a big, huge, long hair clip like you can get at beauty supply stores. And somebody asked about a bow maker. You know, like the bow makers have like the 2 pieces of plastic that come up and you have to spread them apart and they spring back together to hold your ribbon. You could use one of those also to hold your bundles together. Now we're going to add our ribbon. You take your ribbon, and whichever side is the pretty side, the side that you want to be facing out, you want that to be facing towards your fingertips. So I'm going to take my wired ribbon and my floppy ribbon here, just lay them on top of each other like that, and put that between my fingers as well. Now I'm going to take the little V that I made out of my clothespin and just kind of pinch everything in the middle with that piece of pipe cleaner, and then give it a good twist like that. And there is our bundle. I'm going to kind of spread my ribbon out just a little bit so it's not all, oh lordy, so it's not all cattywampus. All right, there we go. And yeah, this ribbon here will flop a little bit till you get like a lot more of your bundles put on. Then it'll start looking a lot better. It's going to look rough in the beginning, but believe me, the more you add to it, the better it's going to look. Now on here, we're only going to use these two center rings right here. So take one end of the pipe cleaner around that one and one around that one. Kind of snug it up. Then just twist it around the back, and there you go. There's your cluster is now attached to your wreath. Now in each of these little sections, between the two bars here, here's a bar, this part here, this is a section. You want to put 10 clusters in each section for a total of 60 clusters. Now for mine, you can use as much ribbon as you want. For mine, I'm just going to do ribbon on maybe like every third cluster. I'll see how that looks. And if I deviate from that, I'll tell y'all when I come back. But now I'm just going to continue making clusters, same way that I did just a few seconds ago, only without the ribbon, okay? Now I'll do a ribbon and then 2 clusters with no ribbon, 1 with, 2 without, all the way around. Now I'm going to get one of these sections filled up, and once I do that, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll continue and fill it up, and then we'll decorate it here in a little bit. So hang on a minute. So this is what I have so far. See, it's looking a lot better. Once you get, you know, all of your sections filled in, it's going to look a whole lot better. Like I said, don't worry about straightening out your ribbon right now because it's going to get all crumpled up again until you get everything filled up. Then you can go back and straighten it out and make it look all pretty and fluffy and all that. So I'm going to continue all the way around with my wreath. That's what it looks like on the back. I'm going to fill up each section for a total, like I said, of 60 clusters, 10 clusters per section, and I will come back and we'll decorate it. This is what I have so far. It's all the way full, 10 clusters on each little section. Okay, so now I have my little scarecrow sign here, and all I did is I attached some pipe cleaners, one here, and one up here with some hot glue. And I did find my low temp glue guns. Yay! I did find it. And if you'll notice right here, I had used a high temp one, and this stuff will melt. This stuff is pretty thin, but so I would use a low temp when gluing anything to this so as not to burn all the way through it. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to place this kind of sort of where I want it, and then you take the pipe cleaners and just run it down through your mesh like this and just attach it to your wreath form just like that. Okay, I'm going to flip this over, and I don't really tighten this down really tight until, you know, I can get the other side fastened and get it exactly where I want it. Then I'll go back and tighten it down. And I was looking through all of my other little Dollar Tree decorations. I've got all these little foam pumpkins and all kinds of stuff. And you know what? I don't really think that I want to put a whole lot of stuff on this wreath. I think just the leaves, I think, is just going to be enough. And I do have some of this foam table scatter over here that's real glittery that I think will add a really nice touch to it. So I'm thinking I'll put some of that on. Let's see. That's looking okay. And I'm going to take this pipe cleaner and I'll run it. Ah! Come on, separate. Just run it down through here. Oh, for heaven's sake. Aha! There we go. There we go. I'm standing up at the moment instead of sitting down so I can get a better angle on grabbing this. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, that looks okay. Actually, I want to loosen this up a little bit so his head isn't squished. There we go. Okay, now he's on. And now I'm going to take, where are my leaves? These, I think I'm just going to put just a little dot of my hot glue on it. Just a little dot here and a little dot there. And I'll just find a place and just kind of press it down, like in between two pieces of mesh like that. Here's another one. Just put a dot here, a dot there. And let's find another spot. Just stick that right in there. I'm going to do that with a whole handful of these leaves. Just sticking them in here and there to give it a little bit more color. And then this, I just had it. Aha! The foam scatter. All these little sparkly leaves. I think I'm going to stick a few of those on to add a little bit of, well, a little bit of glitter. Okay, give me this red one. I want the red one. Okay, and these are foam as well. I just said that, foam scatter. So use a low temp gun with these too. And I'm just going to stick that right in there. Okay, I'm just going to take a few pieces of these. I'm going to go all over the wreath with it and sticking in my little leaves here. And I think I'm going to leave it like that. I think that's going to be plenty. So, if you would, please give this video a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media. I'll put the links to all of those in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.